Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Aziz, and in today's video I'll be showing you an updated gear video for that huge hit chance on the best machine gun, longbow, and crossbow build for PvP in Throne of Liberty. With over 1.1k hit chance, this build has insane damage and low cooldown, and this thing shreds in PvP and arena, and it completely bypasses range evasion. In this video, I'll be giving you a quick overview of the setup, then explaining what skills and upgrades you should be focused on, the best gear, and how to get it. Then we'll go over the weapon mastery, skill rotation, stats, and I'll be giving you a demonstration of how this build looks in PvP. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and as always, I'll be answering whatever questions you guys may have in the comments. So without further ado, let's get right into the video, and I hope that you guys do enjoy. Let's move on to the build. This is going to be my quest log page. I'm going to put a link to it inside the description. Make sure to click on it. It's going to give you an attribute breakdown, all the gear that you need in the traits, as well as the armor in the traits. And on the right hand side, it's going to give you every single detail that you need for your stats, including critical hit, max health. You've got the range hit chance. As you guys can see, it's over 1k, and it's going to give you max health as well. We're going to start with the weapons: the Carnix Netherbow, Rex Chimera's crossbow. For the armor pieces, helmet, we're going to have the Heroic Hood of the Resistance. Cloak, we're going to have the Supreme Devotion. Chest piece, we're going to have the Heroic Tunic of Resistance. Heroic Grip of Resistance for the gloves. Shadow Harvester trousers for the pants. Boots, we're going to have Heroic Shoes of Resistance. Clasp of the Conqueror for the necklace. Bracer of the Primal King for the bracelet. Amber Dimensional Band for the ring. And Band of Universal Power for the ring. And then for the belt, we're going to have the Butcher's Belt. Majority of these pieces are going to give you hit chance, so that's where the 1k hit chance comes from. For the attributes, we're going to spec into 31 strength. That's going to give us a max health of 750. For the dexterity, we're going to be at 54. It's going to give us critical hit chance 100, bonus damage, and movement speed. We're not going to put anything into wisdom. Perception, we're going to be hitting 50 for the hit chance 100, 5% in the buff duration, and the attack range increase. And as you can see, you have a decent range critical hit chance at 974. Range hit chance, this is going to be very important. This is how to bypass most evasion builds, especially ranged evasion. We're going to be at 1.1k in range hit chance. And then for the max health, we are going to be at 11k once you get all of these pieces and they are fully traded. Okay, let's move on to the weapon skills. As you can see, I've got majority of my skills purple. This is going to increase the damage on them as well as the benefits that you gain from them. For my defensive skill, I've got the Overtaker. I've got Mortal Mark for that weaken. Strafing is going to be my bread and butter. This is going to be my high damage skill. It's going to apply Bullseye on the target. I'm going to finish that off with Zephyr's Knock that consumes the Bullseye for additional damage. I've got Quick Fire paired with Nimble Leap. Nimble Leap refreshes Quickfire. You can use this about 2 to 3, I believe 2 times. So it's going to refresh your Quickfire twice. I've got Blitz to refresh any of these skills except for Strafing. It does not refresh Strafing. I usually use it for my Selfless Diffusion when I get chain CC'd. I've got Collision Shot. I use this for melee builds like Great Sword and Dagger. This pushes them super far away from you. You can use this for people who are trying to close the distance and close that gap on you. I've got my Explosive Trap with the Shock Bomb. This is going to stun them. You can place them underneath them. I've got Decisive Sniping. This is my big damage skill as well. I've got Ensnaring Arrow for that bind. Selfless Diffusion for that remove CC. And I've got Mother's Nature's Protest with the Lightning Affinity to deal that 30% extra base damage. For my passives, I've got Devoted Shield. This thing is a little broken right now. I'm pretty sure it's going to be getting nerfed soon. It does not proc 9.5% chance. This thing procs... It's ridiculous how much this thing procs, but use this as much as you can before it gets patched. I've got Eagle Vision for the increased range hit chance. I've got this at level 4. Ambidexterity for the increased offhand weapon max damage. Bloodlust for that skill damage boost. I've got Sniper Sense for that increased range critical hit chance. I've got Distorted Sanctuary for that extra endurance. Piercing Strike for increased bonus damage. And I've got Steady Aim for that critical hit chance against bound and oppressed targets. It's where the Ensnaring Arrow comes from, and the Explosive Trap. It's going to deal additional damage with this passive. Okay, let's move on to the skill specializations. For my bow, I've got damage increase on my Zephyr's Knock. It's just going to deal additional damage. decisive sniping, I've got charge time for that additional damage, and then damage increase on slep, stun, and bind individuals. It's where the ensnaring arrow comes from, and then the stun from explosive trap. It's going to deal additional damage with this perk. I've got mobility so I can chase down those who are trying to run away. I've got strafing with Gale, and consecutive use. You're going to be able to use this 3 times with this perk here. For crossbow, I've got minimum attack count charge for the quickfire, and I've also got damage increase. In Believe, I've got consecutive use. You can use this up to 2 times. It's going to refresh your quickfire, and I've got cooldown reset for the quickfire. Collision shot, I've got, this was multi-shot. I expected this into collision shot. It changes to collision shot. Range on the collision shot push greatly increases. This is for those melee boys that are trying to close the distance and close that gap. It's going to greatly push them back, and it's going to also apply a weaken. Selfless diffusion, bread and butter. Always get this on selfless diffusion. It's going to be removing CC. They're going to be moving this to mana exchange soon, so I've got remove CC on selfless diffusion. Mother's Nature's Protest, I've got the lightning affinity. Is going to give you a 30% increase on base damage once this is turned on. Explosive trap, I've got shock bomb. This is going to stun them, and then I've also got the setup range where you don't have to be right in their face in order to set this down on them. For the weapon mastery, you're going to want to level both of these to level 16. We're going to start off with the bow. You're going to want to bring this all the way up to Gale Arrowhead for the middle row, and then for the bottom row, all the way up to Brutal Shot. It's going to be the same thing for the crossbow, middle row, and then all the way across for the bottom row. Now we move on to rotation. What I like to do first is turn on my Mother's Nature's Protest. This does consume a lot of mana, so use this efficiently, as efficiently as possible. This is going to consume a ton of mana. I like to turn this on. Start off with Ensnaring Arrow for that bind. Hit him with the Mortal Mark, Strafing, Zephyr's Knock, Quickfire, and then Nimble Leap. That's going to be rotation number 1 for the less tankier builds. I'm going to demonstrate that rotation now. And I have a Lightning Arrow on for Mother's Nature's Protest. You're gonna bind. And that's it's just a machine gun. It's just a constant barrage of arrows. Okay, for the second rotation, this is going to be for the tankier individuals who are a lot more geared than you are and who have endgame gear already fully maxed out. This rotation is going to go Mother's Nature's Protest. We're going to bind them. We're going to put a sleep bomb underneath them. This is the explosive trap. We're going to hit them with the decisive sniping, and we're going to do the rotation. I'm going to demonstrate this here now. Start off with the bind, set the bomb underneath them, get your snipe ready. They're going to be dazed, huge damage. Again, a ton of firing, a ton of arrows heading their direction. There's going to be non-stop firing. As you can see, the cooldowns come up pretty quickly as well, except for the bomb, of course, but those are for the tankier individuals like tanks and or people who are fully geared and fully traded out. Okay, I'm going to show how collision shot works. This is for the tankier individuals like tanks and or melee players. It's going to greatly push them back, as well as applying a weaken and a decrease in movement speed. I'm going to apply here with McDanky right here. Okay, it's going to come up with the cone. Make sure they're inside the cone. Use it again. Pushes them back. This is going to get the tanks off you and the melee players. And then if they're near a wall with collision shot, it's going to daze them if they hit a wall. I'll demonstrate that now. And that's basically it for this longbow crossbow PvP guide. If you guys enjoyed the video and you learned a lot, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be making sure to answer all the questions that you guys have in the comments. Now please enjoy this PvP showcase where you guys can see this build in action.
untagged for free at freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io.